Okay, hold up, stop the phone. There's some crazy stuff going down in episode 5 of The Dead City. Welcome back to the Z-Man Show. Mike here. Okay, guys, there's some big drops that happened tonight. And you know what? I want to first start off by saying this episode visually was fan-effing-tastic. I mean, it was just amazing. I mean, all the backdrops, everything from when Negan and Pearly Armstrong, when they're walking around through the old dilapidated buildings and the creepy stuff inside of them and whatever, it's just, the vibes were kicking. And then don't even talk about the sewers with Maggie and Tommaso and Amaya and Jenny. But we had some big problems in tonight's episode, so ready for the spoilers? Here we go. Listen, okay, I think we've all watched Walking Dead long enough, and I'm surprised the writers did this. So while I say that this was a really amazing episode, in a lot of the ways, it kind of like hurt itself, because we get two characters that died in the episode, Tommaso and Amaya. And so, you know, there was one of my viewers, Ashley, thanks for calling it out the other day, and I fully agree with you on your comment. Like, everybody that we've met, more or less, has died. I mean, we haven't, just when you just get a chance to start getting to know about some of these people, like Crazy Grandma Lady earlier in the show, when she was kind of going around the town, we were like, what's she all about? And she dies. And then Luther, we got to find out some more about this dude, and then he kind of catches Negan and some lies or whatever. Then he gets killed. And now Amaya and Tommaso and their whole entire crew are dead. It just is kind of like, now, I get it. If they're not important for the story, then I guess, sure, you gotta leave them. Yeah, you gotta get rid of them. Because I'm all about getting some people killed off in The Walking Dead. Hell, that was Fear's fault of not having a great show, is because they were never killing really anybody off. It just didn't matter. And just when we were starting to get to know these people, boom, they're gone. So, I mean, tonight's loss, I mean, I didn't shed a tear for him, but I was like, damn. That sucks, you know? But who in the hell sits, to my point, in a mass of zombies? Who just takes a sit like, hey, you know what? We'll just sit down for a minute. It's all good. Are you freaking kidding me? I mean, they got what they deserved. It's amazing they all didn't die. And they kind of almost did. So some big drops tonight. Here we go. Tommaso was basically working in cahoots with the Croat, more or less. He got busted because he goes over to the side as they get down to the sewers, and all along he's kind of been, you know, kind of leading this way, kind of being like, yeah, let's go this way, let's go that way. And we have these two sets of air tanks with masks just chilling to the side. And he's like, oh yeah, these were here probably from la 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 or whatever. And at first, I thought Maggie was being a real Bia about it, because she's just like, you know, she didn't want to take any of the air. And I was just kind of like, damn, Maggie, I mean, what's your problem? Well, because Maggie is clearly smarter than me, because she smelled a rat, and she was right. And it was Tommaso. She starts calling him out, and in front of Amaya, and Amaya's just kind of like, are you serious? You know, she's starting to buy into it, and he finally had to give in, because he was totally caught red-handed. And I guess that the idea was that if he led his people to the Croat, basically he would give like safe passage for him and Amaya on a boat out of there, which that was just stupid just to trust him in general on that one. But and he got all his people killed. And he made a comment how he said that, I didn't think that he would kill them all, or, you know, like, I just didn't know. And then he's like, well, I guess, you know, we do what we do to survive. And he says that to Maggie. Yeah, I kind of see your point, Tommaso, but you got a lot of good, innocent people killed, you know. So I wanted to forgive him, but I'm just like, dude, that's, I don't know, it's kind of jacked up. And he got what he deserved, you know. So it was so creepy though, right? The hands, the gooiness, like all the bodies were just so fresh and nasty and gnarly, and just, I guess, decomposing super slow down there. But there were still some of them still alive. I guess they were missed along the way from the Croats people and whoever had gone through there clearing them out, you know. So they had passageways through the tunnels. Didn't work. And anyways, Amaya gets all eaten up in the stomach, which that kind of happened so quick I barely even saw it happen, but either way. And then Tommaso got it real bad in the neck, and then he dies, and so Maggie stabs him. Anyways, pretty wild, but a betrayal and 2 more deaths. So now that entire crew is gone, right? And then let's get into a little further. So then Maggie gets to fight what I just couldn't help it. I was like, if zombies met The Thing. And if you guys have never seen John Carpenter's 1982 The Thing, and you love horror, you don't mind a little bit of sci-fi in there, go check out that freaking movie. If you're young, you've never had a chance, go watch it. I know they made a newer one some years later. It was kind of like a prequel. It's cool in its own respects. Go see the 1982 version. Anyways, off that rant, this zombie had kind of like melted and morphed into one very cool, very cool. Have never seen any kind of monstrosity like that, but it made sense too, right? If they're just laying there over time, and I was just I was just amazed. It was really cool, but also a little annoyed at the same time because that thing was right on top of Maggie. I mean, yes, intense, crazy, but just her taking it on, I was just like, I don't know. She just seemed kind of calm and cool and collective after she stabbed the first couple heads, and I think she got the third one, and I guess she just kind of let it lay down, kind of near her. And I'm like, are you shitting me? There could be another one in there. And then another one did pop out, which actually kind of almost jump scared me. I should have totally saw it coming, and I guess I did, but I guess I was thinking about it so hard when it did finally pop out, I was like, oh shit, see, there it is. So anyways, that was a really cool monster, and a shame we don't see more of those in The Walking Dead. But that right there was almost worth the price of admission for the episode. So then as we get into a little bit further, for the big bombshell at the very end, we find out that Maggie has pretty much been working to turn Negan in to the Croat. So, for one thing, she lied to Jenny. So Jenny, also, I guess how Maggie thinks she's always on top of things, Jenny smelled something wasn't right with Maggie, because everything from stealing the dinosaur, withholding that from Negan, then Maggie told a sob story about how they stole all their grain and their food, and then, on top of that, took her son. I guess Maggie went a little too far in the embellishing or whatever, because Jenny, they do a flashback, and I guess she had already knew this at this point, but that flashback shows before she got onto that motorized bike, when it's still in the bricks, that's the area, that's Maggie's little compound area, she went up on top of that grain factory and she saw the grain was fully inside there. So she knew from the bat that Maggie was lying. So now she knows Maggie's. So I'm like, holy shiza, is Maggie more of an antagonist really than a protagonist? I mean, and I told you guys, I never really liked Maggie anyways. For those who have kept up with me, I've never really been a huge Maggie fan. I know she's been wronged and whatever, but I feel like she's done just as bad atrocities to other people too when she feels like her shit doesn't stink. And I'm like, oh, it stinks. It stinks plenty. And so, so Jenny, she thank God, she makes her way away from her trying to find Negan, and hopefully she finds Negan in time, but except that she won't talk, so I don't know if she'll be able to tell him what he needs to tell her anyways, or what she needs to tell him, that basically Maggie's, hunting for him, and I know obviously Jenny doesn't probably know that she wants to do a trade per se, but we got to see the whole flashbacks as Maggie was like hallucinating and whatnot with the methane, and it looked like they took Herschel and they handed her a wanted poster of Negan, and I guess pretty much the deal was, you're close to Negan, you get him and you get him to us, and you'll have your son back. No wonder she's so hell-bent. That was sneaky. That was tricky. I did not see that one coming. So clearly Negan's not going to die in the Statue of Liberty in this first season. I don't think there's enough. I don't think there's enough time to get done, the complete show in just one more episode. Next episode is the season finale. So I guess there's going to be a season 2, more than likely. Let me know in the comments what you think there. Let me know what you think about Maggie. I want to talk this one out. You let me know in these comments. Come on, get out there, type a few words. What do you think about Maggie and this? I call it betrayal, because right now I gotta be honest, I'm on Negan's side. Screw Maggie. This is dirty. This is just as dirty in my eyes. I know she's got her son at stake, and I feel bad for that. But honestly, I never really had that much attachment to Herschel anyways. At least baby Herschel, whatever. Younger Herschel. He seems kind of like a jerk anyways. So I know he's just a teen. He's trying to deal with him, his mom, and losing his dad, and there's all kinds of emotions, whatever. I get it. But still, I feel like I have more attachment to Negan. So, anyways, let's get that talking in the comments there, and then I'll make sure to respond to you all who get out there. Now, let's get back to Negan and Pearly for a moment. So, Pearly's holding Negan pretty much at gunpoint the entire time, and they had a few moments throughout the episode. It kind of feels like almost there could be a chance for them kind of coming together. Pearly actually talks about his brother, and how they, older brother for that matter, and used to be very, very close, but I guess he was an addict, did some bad things back in the day, stole from his parents, this and that, and then when things got super crazy in the city, Pearly pieced out with his parents, and he barely even thought about his brother. That's how much he scarred him, and let him down, I think was his words he used. Makes sense. I feel bad for him in some ways, but Negan's like, why do you do this, man? What's this hellbent drive, to turn me in? He even shares with him what happened, like, my wife was beaten pretty much to a pulp. Tell me you wouldn't have done the same thing. And I think we're pretty sure that Pearly Armstrong would have most likely done the same thing too. But he's in that law image. I don't know. It's always that fine line, right? But yeah, the landscapes that they went through the buildings and so forth. Negan even threw a zombie on top of them just to try and get away, just to come back and try and save him anyways. Like I said, Negan has good qualities there, but when push comes to shove, Negan is going to shove times 30, right? Or 30,000, 30 million. He will get the job done, and maybe in the harshest way possible, but done so that you don't have to have a repeat event. So I'm really curious to see where that relationship goes. Is Pearly gonna, finally give in and just be like, all right, this dude saved me a couple times now, and clearly something really bad happened to his wife. Let him off the hook. Let me know what you think. We have one more episode left. It's only 6 episodes in this first little piece, so I don't know, man. I really have no idea where this is going at this point, except that we know what Maggie's full mission is. Oh, and let's not forget. Hold on, almost forgot another big piece. The Croat. Apparently, the Croat is not just the man, right? He's not the main big deal. There is another entity here within this New York piece of this Manhattan they're at. Her name's Aria, a woman, something of the theatrics maybe even, as they're at this playhouse or whatever. Putting on plays and so forth. And there's some crazy mad rendition of a song being played up there. I don't even remember what it was called. But anyways, and a bunch of hoodlums kind of, doing their thing or whatever. And the Croat kind of walks in or whatever. And then he gets to this room. Some female walks out, calls him a little bitch or whatever. And then he goes in to talk to this woman. And she's like, you royally effed up. You didn't get him. And so it's like she wants Negan. She has some kind of weird fascination or something, or I don't know, whatever it may be, but she wants Negan, like a bad habit. And maybe it's to help rule the city or with her or for her. Who knows these things? But again, there's something else sinister going here for the reason to have Negan in the city and to capture him. So I guess we're going to find out more about this in the finale. I know I've ranted on too long, but yeah, a lot of cool things that came to light in this episode. Again, the show pretty decent, except for the small things like killing off tons of characters and not really getting a chance to know them. I mean, we're back down to pretty much our small little few, pretty much Maggie and Negan, which they're not getting killed off, at least not for a while. Jenny, which, she's a kid and seems to have a connection with Negan, so she seems like part of the story. I doubt she's going to go before the end of the season. And then Pearly, which he's the only other one left, so they're not going to kill him too, are they? Anyways, questions. I'm glad you guys joined in for this quick little rant here. As you know, I go over the Walking Dead stuff. We have Daryl show's on the way. I want to try and review that one as well as we come up. So make sure to like and subscribe if you are enjoying these talks. I will get back to my trivia videos. I know I've been on big time hiatus on those. So if any of those are watching this and waiting for those, I'll try and get some more out soon. And I do have some other works coming up also around my Dead Nightmare and just some other fun shorts, because I like to film. So with that said, I'm Mike with the Z-Man Show, and I will catch you guys at the next review. See you guys.